Look at your phone. Every message you send is made of tiny marks, small shapes, small lines, small symbols. They appear on glass. They move through light. They travel across the world in less than a second. Now imagine a handprint on a cave wall, a palm pressed into stone, a trace of a person who lived thousands of years before us. At first, these two things seem completely different. A phone message feels modern. A cave mark feels ancient. One belongs to the internet. One belongs to firelight and stone. One moves instantly. One stays in one place. One is made of pixels. One is made of pigment. But they are closer than you think. Both do something strange. Both take something inside the human mind and place it outside the body. The thought becomes a mark. A memory becomes visible. An idea can be seen by someone else. That is the secret link between prehistoric writing and modern writing. The tools changed. The speed changed. The distance changed. But the human need stayed the same. We still want memory to survive. We still want meaning to travel. We still want other people to understand what we cannot keep inside our heads forever. Most people think prehistoric marks were primitive, just rough drawings, just scratches, just simple pictures before real writing. And most people think modern writing is completely different, more advanced, more intelligent, more powerful. But that answer is too simple. Modern writing is not magic, and prehistoric marks were not meaningless. The real difference is not that one had meaning and the other did not. The real difference is scale. Ancient marks helped a small group remember. Modern writing helps millions coordinate. Ancient marks could last on stone. Modern writing can move at light speed. Ancient marks were close to the body. The hand touched a wall. A tool scratched bone. A finger pressed clay. Modern marks can travel without the body. A text message can cross an ocean. A password can open a locked account. A contract can connect people who never meet. A line of code can tell a machine what to do. But underneath all of it is the same old human trick. Put meaning into a mark, share that meaning, trust that meaning, then act as if the mark matters. That is writing, not just letters, not just books, not just school essays. Writing is shared meaning made visible. To understand the difference, compare them simply. Prehistoric marks began with materials close to nature: stone, bone, clay, walls, pigment, charcoal, hands. Modern writing uses different materials: paper, glass, screens, pixels, databases, code, light, but both are surfaces for memory. The cave wall could hold a warning. A phone screen can hold a message. A bone could hold a cow. A spreadsheet can hold money. The clay tablet could hold a trade. A bank record can hold a payment. The surface changed. The purpose stayed familiar. Humans needed to remember. Humans needed to count. Humans needed to teach. Humans needed to prove. Humans needed to trust. Imagine a prehistoric group near a river. They see animal tracks in the mud. Someone notices a pattern. The animal came from the water. It moved toward the trees. Maybe it passed recently. That person can explain it with gestures. They can point. They can speak. They can remember. Speech disappears. The moment passes. The tracks dry. The group moves on. So a mark becomes useful. A simple line can mean one animal. Two lines can mean two. A circle can mean a place. A handprint can mean, I was here. A picture of an animal can mean, remember this. These marks were not full modern sentences. They were not essays. They were not text messages. But they did one powerful thing. They moved memory outside the brain. That was huge. Because one brain is small. One person can forget. One person can misunderstand. One person can leave. One person can die. But a mark can remain. A mark can wait. A mark can be shown to someone else. A mark can teach a child. A mark can let a group point to the same thing. That is where prehistoric marks became powerful. Not because the mark itself was magical. Because people agreed on what it meant. A symbol alone is only a shape. A line alone is only a line. A handprint alone is only a handprint. But when a group shares the meaning, the mark becomes social. It becomes memory for the group. It becomes a tool for trust. It becomes a tool for teaching. It becomes a tool for planning. Modern writing works the same way. Look at money. A dollar bill is just paper. A number in a bank account is just a mark in a system. A card is just plastic, but people agree that these marks matter. so the marks can move food, labor, houses, cars, and entire economies. Look at school grades. A grade is just a mark, a letter, a number, a symbol on a screen. But students, parents, teachers, and schools agree that it means something. So that mark can open doors, or close them. Look at a password. It may only be dots on a screen. But if the system agrees, the dots become a locked door. Or a key. Look at your name. Your name is not your body. It is a mark that points to you, on a form, on an ID, on a screen, on a record. Modern life is full of marks that stand for things. A name stands for a person. A password stands for permission. Money stands for value. A map stands for space. A law stands for a rule. A contract stands for trust. A grade stands for judgment. A calendar stands for time. A text message stands for a thought. Even code is writing. It is not written mainly for human emotion. It is written to guide machines. A line of code is a mark that tells a system what to do. That sounds modern, but the idea is ancient. A prehistoric mark could guide people. A modern code mark can guide machines. The scale changed. The principle stayed. Meaning inside a mark. Behavior shaped by that meaning. This is why the comparison between prehistoric and modern writing is so interesting. Prehistoric writing was slow. Modern writing is fast. A prehistoric person might scratch one line into bone. A modern person can type hundreds of characters in a minute. Prehistoric writing stayed local. Modern writing travels globally. The cave mark was seen by people who came near the wall. A post online can be seen by strangers across the planet. Prehistoric writing was physical. Modern writing can be digital. A mark on stone needed a surface you could touch. A digital mark can live inside machines, servers, and invisible networks. Prehistoric writing was limited. Modern writing is multiplied. One cave wall could hold only so much. A database can hold more records than a human mind can imagine. But this does not mean prehistoric marks were stupid. They were the beginning of a new kind of memory. Memory that did not vanish when the speaker stopped speaking. Memory that could stay after the hand moved away. Memory that could survive the person. That is why the earliest marks matter. They show a turning point in human behavior. At some point, humans began to understand that the world could store meaning. A wall could remember. A bone could remember. Clay could remember. Later, paper could remember. Now, screens can remember. Servers can remember. Cloud systems can remember. But the strange idea is the same. The mind leaves a trace. Someone else finds it. Meaning jumps from one mind to another. That jump is one of the foundations of civilization. Because civilization is too big for memory alone. A small group can remember many things by face. Who share food, who help, who broke a promise, who knows the path, who made the tool. But a village is harder. A city is harder still. Too many people, too many trades, too many promises, too much food, too many rules, too many names, too many debts, too many plans. The human brain needed help. Writing became that help. Without records, large storehouses are hard to manage. Without names, workers are hard to organize. Without laws, rules are hard to share. Without maps, journeys are hard to coordinate. Without contracts, strangers are hard to trust. Without accounts, money is hard to track. Writing does not only describe society. Writing helps create society. It makes invisible systems visible. A nation is partly made of writing. Borders, laws, passports, records, taxes, maps. A company is partly made of writing. Contracts, names, roles, schedules, payments, messages. A school is partly made of writing. Books, grades, lessons, rules, notes. A city is partly made of writing. Addresses, signs, maps, permits, records, plans. The modern world is not just built from concrete and steel. It is built from marks people agree to trust. That is the big turn. We often think writing is only communication. One person sends words to another person. But writing is more than that. Writing stores memory. Writing creates proof. Writing organizes behavior. Writing coordinates strangers. Writing lets people cooperate at a scale no memory alone could handle. Prehistoric marks did this in small ways. Modern writing does this in enormous ways. A cave wall could teach nearby children. A test book can teach millions. A clay tablet could record one trade. A financial system can record billions of transactions. A handprint could say, I was here. A social media profile can say, this is who I am. A tally could count food. A spreadsheet can count global money. A warning mark could keep a group away from danger. A modern warning sign can guide thousands of drivers. Different tools, different speed, different scale, same human pattern. This pattern is so common that we barely notice it. You wake up and check messages. Marks. You look at the time. Marks. You unlock your phone. Marks. You follow a map. Marks. You pay for something. Marks. You read instructions. Marks. You sign your name. Marks. You search the internet. Marks. You are surrounded by symbols. Not because humans love symbols for no reason, but because symbols make large life possible. They let strangers coordinate. They let the past speak to the present. They let invisible ideas become shared objects. Trust, debt, identity, law, value, time, place, plan, memory. None of these can be held in the hand like a rock, so humans made marks for them. That is why modern writing is not separate from prehistoric writing. It is an extension of the same behavior. The cave wall became the page became the screen became the network, the handprint became the signature, the tally became the spreadsheet, the clay tablet became the database, the warning mark became the road sign, the shared symbol became the modern system, and every step made writing faster, smaller, wider, and more powerful. But faster does not always mean deeper. A cave mark could last for thousands of years. A phone message can disappear in seconds. A scratch bone was slow, but physical. A digital message is fast, but fragile in a different way. A clay tablet could be buried and found again. A deleted file may vanish from ordinary view. So modern writing is not simply better in every way. It is different. It is faster. It is wider. It is easier to copy. It is easier to send. It is easier to change. It is also easier to flood the world with. Prehistoric people had too little external memory. Modern people may have too much. Messages, notifications, screens, files, comments, posts, passwords, updates, records. Our problem is no longer only forgetting. Our problem is filtering. What matters? What should be saved? What should be trusted? What is real? What is noise? That is another difference. Prehistoric marks were rare. Modern marks are everywhere. When a cave mark appeared, it was special. When a phone message appears, it is one of hundreds. But the ancient question is still there. What does this mark mean? Who made it? Can I trust it? Should I act on it? Those questions are as old as writing itself. A prehistoric person looking at a mark on a wall needed context. A modern person looking at a message online needs context too. A mark without shared meaning can confuse. A mark with shared meaning can guide. So the story is not simply, ancient people made crude marks. Modern people made advanced writing. The better story is, humans found a way to place memory outside the body. Then they expanded that trick until it became civilization. First, a mark helped a small group remember. Then records helped villages grow. Then writing helped cities organize. Then books helped knowledge travel. Then printing helped ideas multiply. Then screens made writing instant. Then networks made writing global. Now, one thought can leave one mind and appear in millions of places. That is powerful, and dangerous, and very human, because humans are not the strongest animals, not the fastest, not the biggest. We do not have claws like big cats. We do not have armor like turtles. We do not have the strength of bears. But we have something strange. We can share invisible things, ideas, rules, plans, promises, stories, warnings, names, numbers, and we can attach those invisible things to visible marks. That is one reason human groups became so powerful. One person is limited. Many people with shared records become something else. A society, a culture, a civilization, a network. The prehistoric mark and the modern text message are 2 points on the same long line. One began near phylae. The other glows in your hand. One was pressed into stone. The other appears on glass. One moved slowly through a small group. The other moves instantly through the world. But both ask the same question. Can a thought survive outside the person who had it? Writing says yes, a thought can become a mark. A mark can become memory. Memory can become trust. Trust can become cooperation. Cooperation can become a city. And a city can become a world of symbols. So the next time you send a message, type a password, read a sign, or write your name, remember this. You are using a very modern tool, but the human habit behind is ancient. You are doing what humans have done for thousands of years, taking something invisible inside your mind and leaving it outside your body so another mind can find it. Prehistoric writing was memory carved into the world. Modern writing is memory moving through light. The surface changed, the speed changed, the distance changed, but the deepest idea stayed the same. Writing is how humans learned to leave a mind behind.